you've been a part of this race for so long, first as an athlete and now as a coach. Why is it such an important event in terms of athletes getting like mainstream exposure?
I think it's very important. It's one of the only wheelchair-only races, and they get the spotlight all to themselves, which doesn't happen very often.
This is your 9th win now, one more, and you have the same amount as Louise, your coach. Is she getting nervous about you catching up with her?
Oh my gosh, every now and again she'll mention it, and it's this, how dare you, but also we both want this. So, but yeah, she was at the top of the hill. I saw her as we were coming down towards the finish line. So yeah, it'll be nice if we can get the 10th one, but we'll see.
How has this race kind of like changed over the years, maybe with more like kids and people just coming?
Yeah, in terms of spectators, the race has grown enormously, and I think that's what's really exciting about this year is we have quite a small field this year. I think coming out of COVID, it really absolutely rocked this race to its core, and so we've lost so many of the international athletes we normally have, and so right now we're trying to rebuild it back to what it was, and to have this kind of support on the sidelines while we build it is amazing. It's not something that I ever thought I would see in Paralympic sport is the support while we grow. It's one of those things that you kind of think, hey, when we get the big fields, the big names are here, the people will come, but to have the people turn up and support it while we're still trying to get back on our feet is amazing. The support for this event is unlike anything else I've seen anywhere in the world.
And I was going to say, I noticed that when you went past the crowd today, you gave everyone a smile. Is that something that you deliberately kind of do to engage with the crowd?
I see so many familiar faces in the crowd that it's so hard not to. I've got friends here. My mum is obviously here. There's everyone from the Minerva Network is here. And so, people that support you throughout the year, you don't see them before because they're so lovely and they give you space to get ready. So the first time you see them is while you're out there, and so it's kind of an automatic reaction. And I have so much love for this sport, and to be able to race and to be able to race home in Australia on roads lined with people who mean so much to me. It's one of the biggest privileges of my career.
Unfortunately, the World Champs didn't go ahead last year, but they are going ahead this year. How is this race kind of your planning for 2023?
Yeah, it's a good start to the year. It's a nice way to kick off with this one. To kind of get a nice hit out at home without the travel to kind of see where you're at is always really, really good. Right now we're trying to work out this race chair, which is an entirely new experience. For me, I raced on the track last week with mixed results. And so to get it out on the road and kind of see how it moves on that was really nice. It's one thing to train and it's another thing to race. And so to kind of get a feel of it is good, and that's the big thing. I think the first half of the year is just working out this race chair. It's so different to anything I pushed before, and that's the big World Champs prep.
And honestly, obviously all of the big marathons like the New York and the Boston marathons are important to you, but what does it mean to just race in front of a home crowd here?
It means so much to me. This race makes my heart so happy. I think the big marathon circuit is career building. It's important, and that's where my career is. But this is where I think my heart is. This is where every single one of us. This is the event that had me fall in love with wheelchair racing when I was 12, I think, and I race on the track, and we have an amazing mentor program through this series where we pair junior athletes with international athletes that they would never otherwise get to see. And so I got paired with this amazing Swiss athlete, and then to kind of see her then race in the same course with her not a week later was unreal. And the woman that won it went on to win Chantal Petitclerc, the first year I started, went on to win 5 gold medals in Beijing, 3 world records. And after this race, we went for a walk and she bought me a milkshake when I was 13. And so to kind of have that community, and I don't see it in any other sport, but to know that we do that here, at this particular race in Sydney, it's amazing. And so to get to be part of that and to now be in the other position in that, it's a huge privilege, and it's one of my favourite things to do.